also streaming.
Look at this man.
Hey, you gotta make things work. Gotta do what you gotta do. So, okay, all right. It is 7:17. So we're gonna have to move through this. Okay. And I will share screen. Guys, I'm going to share screen the presentation. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
You guys. Yeah, just a reminder. I'll take 4 times of cost.
All right. Okay. Everyone should see that presentation. If you cannot, let me know. But I think you should see it.
$200 some dollars.
This is what we're sharing.
He didn't show up.
Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and get started real quick. We are running behind. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming. I hope those who are join us virtually can see and hear everything. Can one person unmute their mic and just say a quick hello?
Not everybody else.
Okay. All right. There you go. Thank you. I just need to do a test. One more hello, please. Okay. Thank you. All right. We have to raise the volume here so we can hear everything. Okay. All right. And you guys can see that. So that's great. We're going to go ahead and get started, gentlemen. First and foremost, thank you all you guys for coming out this evening. And those who are joining us virtually, thank you for joining. This is our fall managers meeting. We do this, we do this in the spring, but it's also required by our bylaws to have it at least in August before our season starts. So I'll be presenting on behalf of all the other league directors that we have. Dennis is joining us virtually. Dane and Garth are here also as well. And you guys already know who I am. My name is Teddy. So we will go ahead and move. So here's our agenda for this evening. I'm going to go through it really quick. We'll just go ahead and meet our partners and sponsors. One of them's here tonight. Dan with DC United is here. We'll go over the items we've accomplished so far this year in 2023. Some of the needs of NVSL. What do we need so our league can keep growing and we can keep moving in the right direction? The costs for the fall game format. There is going to be a performance bond for the men's open, and the directors, we decided this needs to be done to ensure that we have adequate sportsmanship and participation. We are going to be instituting waivers as well. We'll go over the field locations. We will vote on some items this evening, mainly changing up the league rules, amending some obsolete items and bringing it up to where it needs to be. And then we will also adjust some addendums from the spring to the fall season. You guys don't know what we typically do. Each division might say, okay, well, we don't want to send Ben in our division, or may want to send Ben in our division. That's really for the 30s and the 40s. And then we'll quickly go over some our typical league expectations. So here are the sponsors. Jay, thank you so much for letting us have this awesome conference room. He's one of our sponsors every single year. He allows us this wonderful place for us to use. This year we're on the first floor. And then we also have Advanced Kinetics. I don't know if they're here tonight or not, or they weren't able to make it.
Yeah, they're not able to make it tonight.
That's fine. So Jay, you want to go ahead and give your.
If you need to buy or sell a house, please call me. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jay. And then here are our 4 league partners: DC United, St. James, Inca Social. You guys are eating those guys could miss out. You could have been some Inca Social with us this evening, but we got some food catered from them. And from what I understand, since it's quiet, that means the food is good. And then and Toka Socks as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the floor to Dan real quick for about a few minutes.
Yep.
That's
all I need.
Sure.
Thanks, Teddy.
Yeah.
And everybody who's here virtually, hello. Hopefully I'm not like right in your
you're
face
fine.
with that. I just wanted to thank you again and kind of
for those that weren't at the spring meeting, just kind of remind you some touch points that we have. We're looking back. We were talking about in the spring how we're going to do things for the summer league. So we have the winning team that's receiving tickets for that match this weekend.
Yep.
We also had a Golden Boot winner. We are looking to expand on that for the fall with some key dates, October 7th. I think Ricardo had talked about that. I'm just making notes of myself. And then also DC's playing a friendly on October 14th against the Ghanaian club champion. And help me with the name.
It's called a Midiama. Family Ghanaian. So this is apparently Dan said it's the first time an African club team has come to play an MLS team.
That is true. So
Yeah.
it's going to be very cool. We've got a lot of people that are really keen on this. I've got youth clubs that have identified that night as their club night. And the reason why we have that, just to give you a little bit of insight, everybody here is pretty football savvy. If you look at our fixture list, this is not just a, hey, we're just going to drop to make a fixture on the calendar. It's because there's a gap before the playoffs. Now I'm going to say playoffs because I think we're going to make it. Disregard Saturday night. We haven't really played for a while because of the Leagues Cup, but I think we'll be fine come this Saturday. But that helps fill the void so we're not in like a 3-week window. That falls on the league. I don't know why in the world they decided to not have us play on decision day, the last league night. So we needed something to fill that in. And you're not going to get, like an English club or, somebody from the traditional European leagues or even South America because they're in the middle of their leagues. It's just not functional. So this is actually kind of cool because it's unique. It's the first, and I hope to see more. Not defending it. There's no reason to. I think people just need to have a perspective of why it's good. And I think it's going to be a pretty exciting night. So I'm looking forward to that date. We'll follow up through Teddy, Garth, and everybody reaching out to that. Just like I said before, if you weren't here at the earlier meeting, I have a folder of just some info. A couple of you have that. Hang on to that. We're going to continue, especially this off season, evolve on what we're doing next year and make it even more official. We kind of set even more things in stone because now we've had a year to kind of, by then we'll have had a year, see how it works for everybody. People can kind of think, hey, well, I've seen this in a match. I'd like to do that. Or here's a great idea. Maybe we didn't think of, but it's coming from you and why it's important to you. So you have a role and a say in this, okay? And then the other thing is I'm going to talk about 2024 a little bit because obviously people are going to talk about the number one question I get, 1 out of every 3 calls right now is, how can I see Messi? All right. I mean, I'm not going to duck it. I mean, we don't know. He may not be play that day. I don't know. But that is one of the reasons why we want to kind of take advantage of that and get our foot in the door early. There's loads of reasons why you should be going to matches, whether a youth player or adult league or anything. But I'm also I'm not daft. We know that people want to see them because I sure do. And so it will be an exciting time and we'll have things that are tied into how that can tie into a partnership as one element with NVSL for next year. So hang tight. But if you personally or any of your team members want to do anything and talk to me about 2024, Teddy's got my info. It's plastered on everything. It's really important that you reach back to me because then I can tie that in to the league. And those who are watching or listening virtually understand that the more that we can, track back to groups or any kind of sequence, that's going to create more clout for you. Something we do with youth clubs. We have a new program we're doing with them this year. So if you do have kids and they're playing in a youth club, they're more than likely going to hear about a program that's going to be a benefit for them thinking ahead to 2024. More on that. And it's something that maybe we can, in some context, tie into the league here. It's something I'm working through internally on our end. So if you weren't here, I'm going to give you one of these, just a quick reminder, but please hang on to this. Some of the key dates, Ricardo, who's not here.
Oh, he's here virtually.
He is here.
Yeah, he's here virtually.
Okay, he's just hiding from me. But he's done a lot to help promote things with his individual team and aiding the league itself. So, I just want to point out that although Messi didn't play back on July 8th, these guys were shrewd enough to get and I really can't say how important it is that the league, does a lot for us. So we want to be able to give back fully. But July 8th was one of those days where I actually turned away 3 other groups because I said, I got to take care of these guys. Got in a little bit of trouble because I pulled seats away that, and I got them at a lower price point for you guys. But that's all right. That's the kind of stuff that's going to do to weigh in on what we can do down the road. I know I talked a little bit more, but I'm really excited about doing things with this league, and I want to continue to help it grow, whether it's something that we do as a co-branded tournament. I have some great ideas. I haven't even talked to Teddy Garth about that yet. This off season, like a 5v5 adult tournament that we co-brand. So think of things like that we can do, or even complementing further on the summer league. Okay. Any questions for me? Yeah.
How many people do you need to get a group?
A group is just 10 or more.
10 or more?
There are benefits that are actually in there. One of the things that we're going to start later this year, and actually I should bring this up now, and just give me 30 seconds more. Sure. And we'll do this through the league, but if your individual team wants to do it, Ricardo's done this. We are going to have a group deposit like in the off season. What do we do? Well, we do group deposits, and there are benefits that are tied into that, like raffle winners with different sorts of prizes, which I'm going to have some here in a few minutes. All you have to do is put down $150. That allows you to hold like 25 to 30 seats. If you think you're going to have 50, then you do like 300, and that goes back towards that. So there are incentives, and the reason why you want to do that for 2024 early, I think I mentioned one reason earlier, but also next year we're going to have a high-end caliber friendly, similar to what we have with Bayern Munich. So I'm not saying it's Bayern Munich, but it's going to be another high end. And the difference is we'll control that as opposed to the All-Star match when Arsenal was here this summer. But that was a special night too. So, see a Sao Paulo or somebody like that, arrive as well. But you can reach me directly. My info's on there. We could do something with, your team. But hang on to that folder and drop, stuff in there periodically as we have it.
Okay.
Someone.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, sir? Good to see you. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, with Ted, if you want me to do a raffle, this is why, if you're here virtually, this is why you want to come to be here. Because I've got, there's food, they have beer, you don't, and they're about to get some additional swag. I saw that, Ricardo. All right. Thank you. So while Teddy's out there, I will another one.
That's too late. I heard the buzzer.
Now, if you want in the spring, okay, so some of the prizes we have, I have a backpack, an MLS shirt, some DC United match shorts, size large. So here we go. No particular order.
There it is.
Yeah.
I knew this was rigged.
Yeah. Well, hey, he's part of the league. So either the shorts or the shirt or back. What do you want to do? Shirt? Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. I wanted that for me, but it doesn't fit. Another one right now. How about Ray? Ray? All right. I can either do the backpack or the match shorts. These are large.
I'll do backpack.
Yeah, okay. I'll do the item right there. Pass that over. Okay. All right. We still have 3 more because I'm going to throw something else in too. Yeah.
This is why you guys got to come to the meetings. That's why you got to come to the meetings.
Okay. Eric?
Yeah.
There you go. So, match shorts, you'll fit in these.
All right, cool.
Yeah, those are official too. All right, I have a all-star scarf, and then how about Dane?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay. This is kind of,
There it is.
Boom.
and then, all right, that should have Arsenal on there for that. And then Okay. Andy. All right, there we go. I'm gonna give you 4 tickets, my staff tickets, to one of the remaining home matches this year. Okay?
Thank
There we go.
Nice.
So I'll give you my card and I'll make a note of this. And anything else I can do to help you guys, let me know, but I will be back here
Appreciate it.
for the spring meeting too. Okay?
All right.
Throw it in there. Okay?
Awesome. All right.
Thanks, Dan.
Dan, thank you guys so much. Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Dan said, look, this relationship between an adult amateur competitive league and DC United is extremely unique. It's something that really no other league in the area has done, and we're kind of like the first ones to have something like this. And even a little birdie even told me others are trying to emulate what we're doing now, but we were the first to the punch. So, as you said regarding a partnership, it goes 2 ways. And the stuff that Ricardo and myself, Dan and Garth have been working on, it comes with time. It comes with time. So, the more we put into this, the more we get out of it. And even example, if you can.
He's doing it.
Oh,
So it's me.
it's okay. It's okay. Welcome. If you can, take into account, to give you an example, for instance, when we awarded the winners of the summer, we were about half of the items, because of the partnership that we had, we were able to, it wasn't burdensome to the league, without saying too much. So let's keep it up. Same thing with other partners with Inca Social. One thing we do get from them is that I should get the card. I have additional cards. You guys get 10% off when you go eat there. Okay, you can't get by it with specials, and it's over at the location. There you go. Garth has some extra cards right here. Okay, so the longer we have these things, the more it benefits us. All right, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, yes, Ricardo, go ahead. All right, thank you. Yeah, Ricardo, last year he stepped up to basically be our league outreach for us. So a lot of the stuff, a lot of the benefits you guys are seeing, credit goes to him. Him and I sometimes will get up at 9 in the morning to talk, to figure out and game plan stuff. I'm dead serious. So thank you, Ricardo. Another point also to make is that your registration fees don't go in our pocket. Myself, Dane, Garth, Ricardo, there are a couple others who I'm going to get started to help us out. We don't get paid. We do this out of our time because we're passionate about the game. We want you guys to benefit from it. Okay, I'm going to go back and share screen this our presentation here. Hold up 1 second. Go back to share screen it. No, that's not it. Where is it? All right, let's just do entire screen. Okay. All right. So moving on. Some of this, here are some of the highlights for so far for this year. We've accomplished quite a bit. First thing is our league getting reaffiliated. That is a, sorry? Oh, Mr. Oh, sorry, guys. We have one more person. Doug Homer from the St. James is also here. Doug, you want to come up and say a few words?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
that's all right. I didn't realize that. It's okay, usually.
Yes, guys, we have one more league partner here. Doug Homer from the St. Doug, you can stand over here.
Okay.
From the St. James. He will give you a little bit more about our partnership with them.
Well, good evening, guys. Sorry that I was late. Like many of you, I have coaching responsibilities, so preseason right now and 2 training sessions a day. So my voice is kind of shot because we were doing a tactical session. But what I came here to talk to you about is the ongoing relationship that we have with the NVSL. And this will be our 4th year in supporting the NVSL. We all were interrupted together by COVID, so we didn't play during that time. But we got back to it last year, which was a lot of fun. And it was actually the largest year that the NVSL had in terms of teams. There were 12 total that participated in our winter league. So our winter league it's not 11-11, it's 99. And the way that we've done it traditionally is we try to use both sides of our pitch. So you play across the width and you play a 9v9 game, which is 8 field players and a keeper. It's worked well. I think most of the teams who are represented here tonight, I can look and see a lot of your faces. I think you guys have enjoyed it because it's probably the only winter league that goes for 12 weeks. And it gives you a chance to stay fit and for new players to get a chance to see if they fit into your systems. And then you come out in middle of March and you're ready to go. For us, one of the things that we really like about it is that it gives us a chance to cater to adult soccer players. And I say adults because everybody that plays in it is basically over the age of 35. Last year was the first year where we actually gave the teams a couple of underage players. So those were guys like 32, 33, 34, but we capped it so that we keep the integrity of that over 35 league together. And I think it worked for the most part. One of the things that we've talked about, this is discussions between just Garth and I, but it doesn't mean it represents the plan for the 23-24 winter, is to expand the league and to give it a 2-division approach. So the top 8 teams that finished out of the 12 would have the opportunity to play in the first division. And then the second division would be the bottom 4, or teams that finished 9, 10, 11, 12, and 4 new teams that could come in. And the idea is that if we expand it, we kind of can do a pro-rel sort of approach. So if you win, in the second division, you go up and you play in the first. Unfortunately, if you don't do well in the first division, you would drop down, thereby kind of giving games to teams that are more like-minded. So you're not playing a team and you go in and you win like 6 or 7-0, because nobody really enjoys those games and they can be a little bit difficult emotionally and physically. But that's kind of the concepts that we're toying with. And if we can pull it off, well, then it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship between you guys and us, whereby you're representing your team, you're representing your community, and you kind of let us know if you're interested. And the way that you do that is by basically just putting a deposit down, a small deposit, which I think is like $75. You guys have done it. I know Bar Brava has done it, and FC Paran has already done it. But the reason that we need that is so that we can go to management and we can guarantee that we're going to have so many teams that want to play and we can get the game slots. If you wait and, like we get into October, November, the time will be gone. It'll be allocated to other programs. The way our business works is we have 16 competitive sports and 6 of them are field-based sports. So within those competitive spaces, there are teams that play under the St. James name, and they're kids. So their parents paid for the right for them to play year round. So when we get to winter, of course, everybody wants to play inside. So there's only so many hours in the day that we can do it. And we have to accommodate the youth first. Unfortunately, you guys know this all too well. And then the adults get a chance to play after that. So typically what we try to do is to get adult soccer started between like 8:30 and 9. But if we have, let's say we go from 12 teams to 16, for example, we have to get more game slots for you during the week. And on the weekends, it's even harder because we run a very, very big youth lacrosse league, which brings 2,500 kids to the St. James every Friday night, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. You can imagine the revenue that generates, but it doesn't discourage us from doing leagues like this because the relationship has been so positive. And I really mean that. Like it's been a lot of fun for me to be able to see adults playing soccer and enjoying it, and making the most of the opportunities together. So if you're interested in doing that, there's really like 2 steps. One is the link that we can send you. You can check out the link and you can decide if you want to play. And if you do, then all you got to do is just go in and register your team. And you don't have to put a lot of money down. You just put down about $75. And then we can work on getting the rest of the balance that's due later. So that way you're not taxing yourself or taxing players who are saying, well, I just want to pay for the fall right now. Because that's what your fall season is about, right? It's getting that together. And then as we get a little bit further into the fall, then I can work with Garth and with Teddy and other players to guarantee the game slots so that we can schedule. We want to be done with our registration by the middle of October. So everybody knows, like going into the end of October and early part of November, here's what my schedule is going to look like. How many games will we play in December? Most likely we'll play 3, and we take 2 weeks off because nobody wants to play around the holidays. And it's really not the time to do it anyway. And then we come back in January and we'll play as many games as we can, but we've got tournaments that we run where we literally like transform our field house into volleyball courts or basketball courts. And so we bring in teams from all around the United States to play in these tournaments. And when we do that, everything gets interrupted. So we can't schedule when that happens. But typically what we've done is play through most of January, play through most of February, understanding that there's going to be events where it's interrupted. And then we get into the early part of March, and that's where we try to wrap up so that you guys are ready. Off you go out into the cold springtime for playing outdoors. So that's really what I came to talk about. If you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them for you. But I just want to say how much I've enjoyed working with the NVSL. We had a really good relationship, and hopefully we can continue to build on it.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
I just want to point something out too. If you don't know this, St. James FC Virginia is one of our partnered youth clubs on a lot of levels because they do things so well there, and that also goes into the facility. And the facility, even though we have a brand new training ground out in Loudon, if the weather's really bad, historically, that's the place that we go and train to. So if it's good enough for the MLS or First Division here, you guys playing in the facility there, you're not gonna. Let's just say this: there's other places where they have adult leagues. There's a lot of them throughout the DMV. But if you're gonna do that in the winter inside, there's a far fall from the top, which is the St. James. So they are clearly the best, bar none.
I think so. I didn't pay him to say that.
No, but it's true. So,
All right. All right, guys, we have to get
Can you keep the restaurant or the bar open?
Yeah. So
every time we're leaving, like,
Yeah.
it's so good to have a beer there. I
yeah.
know the later game would be hard, but you don't even have to open the kitchen. Just have a few pizzas and beers there would be great.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Jay. And I'll say that pre-COVID it wasn't an issue,
Yeah.
right? And then post-COVID, we had to make some cost-cutting reductions in staffing because the demand for services wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It's picked up a lot since then. But what I think would be helpful to know is maybe we can designate like one night a month if we can start that way where you guys can
Most of
say,
the teams are playing.
yeah, and we can have an NVSL
Yeah.
night, and I can work with the restaurant to
Yeah.
set up some specials. And then you guys just have to socialize that with your teams.
And it doesn't have to be like the full kitchen, just a few pizzas and
Yeah,
beers.
just the
We-
beers.
we-
No, I know. What
But
I'd
also knows
also,
how to pour beers too, so.
he's very good at drinking and pouring.
Sorry,
Very, very good.
I know you
All right.
can move on. but-
Yeah, okay. All right, guys, for the interest of time, let's go move on. If we have any questions, we can funnel your questions over to
Yeah,
the respective
Doug.
parties that need them. Okay, so our accomplishments that we've been able to do this season, the biggest thing I would say is that for our league is getting reaffiliated. That allows us, honestly, it makes our league look more legitimate. We can attract better referees to come and ref here. And then another thing is, on top of that, is that roster players, some roster players can also get supplemental insurance. We're also working on a captain's portal, basically an online sign-in system, registration system, and a paperless check. And I know I've been saying we were going to get it rolled out by this summer, but again, we're working on a shoestring budget, and so we're doing it as best as we can. I did get on a call today with our web developer, and we have made significant progress. I should be testing out some of the items tomorrow. Social media presence has grown quite a bit. We now have over 1,000 followers on IG. We have over 700 on Facebook. Probably took us about a year and a half and some change able to do that. Some of the open guys, you guys see me running up down the sidelines. I'm probably running more than you guys because I'll cover up to 3 games, and I still play 2 nights out of the week. So I mainly do it for them, but at the same time too, it also helps raise the profile of the league. The only thing I ask is if you see me, please don't ask me for VAR or anything like that. It's really annoying. I cannot. Let's show you. This is for social entertainment purposes only. USA Amateur Soccer, USSF does not have instant replay and amateur level play, so don't ask me, and I'll talk about that a little bit further. Summer tournament, something that has allowed us to really, again, help raise our profile. Second year in a row. Well, first time in a long time we're able to have it back to back. Last year in the Open we had 6 teams. This year we had 10. We almost had 12. We had 5 in the 30s. This year we have 8 teams, and then we had 6 teams in the 40s, but they switched over to a different format. It seems to be pulling in more interest. We are working to try and bolster the 40s and just give us a little bit of time to get there. What can you do to help the league? NVSL needs you and you. Look, so I may be the most visible person. There's actually 4 of us that's working. 2 of them are here today. 1 of them is here virtual, and we have like 3 additional volunteers. I put down president, vice president, and other stuff. There are positions that are open. So if that's something that you're interested in, please let us know. We could use more volunteers to assist with various tasks. We will take any amount of time that you have. Good example, Ricardo stepped up to do outreach. A couple other guys, one is helping me to be a registrar. One is also, I'm going to get him ready to help do some other stuff behind the scenes also as well. So again, any amount of help you can give us, we'll take it. And lastly, additional sponsors. The running joke here is the referees and web developer gets paid. That's it. So anything you can do to draw some more sponsors to us so we can help offset our costs and help drive down some of the costs for you guys, we much appreciate it. Speaking of costs, so when we got reaffiliated, that meant the cost did go up significantly, right? Because if you want to be affiliated, that's just the price you have to pay. Nevertheless, we are going to have a slight increase, and part of the reason why you don't see the prices on the website yet is because when we have our weekly meetings, we want to be sensitive to the fact that we don't want to have the appearance that we're just upping prices every single season, right? Unless we absolutely have to. The biggest reason for it is the fact that the cost of refereeing has gone up. Dane last year in the spring mentioned it, that the cost of refereeing is going up. There's a referee shortage. Some of my sources even say there are less refs reffing in amateur leagues this year than they were even last year. And part of it is because some of us don't really act well, and so that drives them to maybe want to go work more high school games or college games where they have to really deal with that. But nonetheless, to give you an example, before the increase, we were paying our center refs 80 a game to ref a 90-minute game. That's like the lowest in the area. You can't attract refs to come at that rate. So when we had I spoke with our assigner. I had a sit-down meeting with him. He said, "Look, Teddy, quite frankly, if you want to be competitive in terms of attracting talent and up-and-coming talent, you need to increase the pay." So starting this summer, we increased it up to $90 for the center. To give you an idea of how much other leagues are paying their center refs, it's actually 100 or more. So, again, we've been really fortunate. Despite even a $10 increase, it's still not there, but we've been able to attract, and this summer really reflected it. We had referees who were up for national assessment, regional assessment. We had some talented guys come through. It's just a matter of time where folks know that, okay, we are affiliated now, hopefully draw more in. So that'll improve the pool. So this evening, each division, what we'll do is we will decide, each division will decide how much, or what format they want to go with. I'll give you one example. For the Open, I got feedback from an Open manager about, well, okay, is there a way, perhaps maybe we can just have regular season games, no consolation games, and whoever makes the playoffs, and we spread that cost out? The answer is yes, we can do that. Now the 30s, that might be different. We like to play consolation games. If that's what we want to do, we can do that. Same thing with the 40s. The 40s, they've just played league format for years. So at some point, I'll have you guys break out, and you guys will decide what it is you want to do on that front. Performance bonds. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this here, and I'll have Dan and Garth even come up and talk a little bit. Hold on one second, someone's responding. Okay. This is what happens when you're a league director. People are always contacting you. Someone wants to figure out how to get into the meeting. So look, for the Open, and forgive me if I come across as, me having to admonish, the division, but I personally run the Open division. And this September will be a year since I've been in this seat. And I get no problems for the 30s. Garth and I both work the 30s. I got no problem for the 30s. I get no problem for the 40s. But the Open, you guys, man, I get more gray hairs. Listen. In the spring, we had instances where we had a couple teams leave before the season ended, and the chaos it created. I cannot begin to express to you the admin nightmare that we had. I've had teams threaten me and say, well, because the referee screwed us in this game, so I'm not going to show up for the next game. I've taken verbal abuse from team managers at times on the field. I'm telling you, and I hope you enjoyed it then. Tomorrow's a new day. Not happening anymore. We worked too hard to have to deal with that. I'm serious. So the purpose of the performance bond is one, to ensure that you're showing up to your games. Okay. And this is not to punish the Open, but this is where leagues are moving in this direction now, because this is becoming a problem. There's some leagues where their bond is as high as $500, even $750. We're setting ours at $300. It's a budgetary item. We can set it. Now that bond is fully refundable. You get that money back, provided that, hey, you're not breaking league rules, you're not catching fines. One thing, and Dane can come up and explain about this. The argument I'm sick and tired of hearing is when people say, "Oh, well, I'm going to forfeit. Just it's part of my registration costs, so just take it out." No, you are killing the league budget when you do that. It's horrible. It's horrible, and not to mention, when referees see that games are getting forfeited, guess what? They don't want to come and ref here. We have referees who drive sometimes an hour and a half away just to come and ref your games. An hour and a half. And then when you do that, and then not to mention it's unfair to the team that is supposed to have a game. And from what I understand, the old NVSL president, when he fined teams the full game cost, an amount was apportioned to the team that was aggrieved for losing a game. No one wants to sign up for 8, 9, 10 games and only get to play 5 games. That's happened. And it was really disappointing. So we're doing a performance bond, and that's it.
For the open.
For the open. And I just want to stress to the open teams, some, take it as it is. If you know you've been good, then, these words don't matter to you. But if you know that you can commit, if you know your sportsmanship is going to be poor, if you know that you're not going to take this seriously, I'd much rather deal with the folks who want to be serious. I'd much rather deal with a smaller group within the division versus a larger, and maybe 2-3 teams. It only takes one to cause a nightmare, and we've had that. And I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I've been nice. I've tried to talk to folks. We're not doing it anymore. Dane, if you don't mind, could you maybe explain regarding how it affects our budget when?
Well, I think, Teddy, you mostly said it right. The team that, a team forfeiting is also ripping a game away from another team, right? Because they want to play, and the managers put all the effort into that other team. And then we're still paying the refs. So if you forfeit, we're paying the refs. And then we try to make the team that's losing a game somewhat equaled out somehow, right? So whether we worked stuff out in the past or got them another game or whatever, and then we're paying for referee fees. So it's simply a fee that tries to get folks to bring their teams in. We've had teams that wanted to forfeit. And we said, hey, there's a $255 fine. And like, shit. And they scramble and get a team out there, right? Maybe 10, 11 players, but they field a team. The other thing too is, as a league, we're trying to work with you guys. So if we know in advance, we can call off the refs and we don't have to pay them. Maybe we can reschedule, right? And we don't want to make that a regular diet because we just don't have the bandwidth for that. We don't have the field space. But occasionally, if something comes up, you got to be ahead of the game for yourself. And then I was going to mention just on the financial end of it, Teddy said we have raised the rates a bit. It does feel like we're getting better quality refs. If we're going to get refs, we're going to need it. Coming out of pandemic, we can only get single refs for games, right? Now we're able to field 3-person system, which is, good for the whole league. And I think the open league behavior is not what we want in this league, right? And it's, for one, we don't have the time to deal with that shit. I don't know how many hours we spent.
We spent too much.
But and we got some good open teams. So I hate to lump it all together, but that's what ended up happening. And I don't want to harp on it too long, but we got teams that are not coming back. We'll find new teams to replace those teams. But for the 30s and 40s, it's been great. I think everybody's done their part and whatnot. So, and then just real quick on financially, like we were trying to keep it tight. When I ran the P&L statement for the year, right, we've actually lost $1,800. Some of that's timing because we had Winter League last year. We collect the year before and we pay the refs in this year. So bit of a hit there. Plus we pay the affiliation fee. We only bake half of that into our each season. We pay the full amount in the spring season, right? So we catch up in the fall because we figure 80 or 90% of the players are returning. And so we're collecting that half again. And so we're actually doing pretty well, thanks to sponsors like Jay that's been able to donate some money to the league. Coming from pandemic where we had $0 in the account, we got a pretty good stable slush fund that we can deal with. We've been able to do advertising, website. So we're really getting a good momentum. So we're appreciate y'all's support, and then we continue to strive to keep the prices as tight as we can.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead and share this again. Oh boy, hold on. I'm going to quickly brief through this, guys, so we can get to voting. And those who are here, who are there virtually, I'll try to email. Okay. All right. Next thing up, waivers. We're going to be doing mandatory membership, NBC VSA. Now that we're back up and running, we're going to have it built into the online system. But the next step is, but we'll send out a Google link to folks, but you will need to do this in order for any members of your team to play. Okay. Now that we're getting back up to standard, it's been about a year and a half now we've been working. We're now in a place where we can start getting these normal processes back into place. Something to note is that your registration cost covers, 18 players. So when you submit on your roster, we get to NBC VSA, those are the ones who are going to be getting your supplemental coverage. Now, there are some folks who maybe some team managers who don't update their rosters. You really should get in the habit of updating your rosters. Don't send us the same thing over and over again. It's hard for us to track. But again, if you can, just, and one other thing that I spoke with Mary Beth, the state administrator of NBC VSA, I posed a question. They actually asked it at their board meeting on Saturday. Is there a way we can get like additional supplemental for like guest players? I don't see, and so I'm waiting to hear back an answer on that. Okay. Field locations. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Thursday night, we required Robinson Upper, Loisdale, Luther Jackson, Wakefield for Thursdays. Robinson Upper, something for the 30s, because it looks like we're probably going to have 10 teams. And the first 2 weeks, we're not going to have Robinson Upper. So there will be some Wednesday night games, okay, the first couple weeks of the season. So just keep that in mind. It's a good problem to have, but the thing is that the more we show growth, then we can go to Fairfax County and say, hey, you need to give us more fields so that we can have them. Sunday night, the open we play primarily at Robinson. We also have Braddock Park available. We have Wakefield. And then again to the open, if you guys know you can't make a game, please let us know ahead of time. The 30s do it, and they do a great job doing it. We're able to reschedule games. We're probably one of the few leagues in the area that will reschedule your games for you if you give us adequate notice. But if you come to me a day or two before a game or a few hours before a game and say, hey, I can't make it, then your best bet is you better find 7-8 people and just go deal with it. Or you just got to do it, or we'll take money, or for the open guys, we'll take the game costs out of your bond. And if you exhaust that bond, you have 7 days to replenish it. So, okay. All right. So,
And we really don't want to do that, right? We just
Yeah.
want teams to show up.
Don't want it to be a
yeah, we want your sportsmanship. We don't want your money. We just want you to show up. That's all we care about. All right. So now the next thing up is we're going to have our votes. So it is now 8:05. So these are for teams that are in the league, are in good standing. Those who are attending virtually, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to email to you the document basically the handout that I prepared. I didn't know how many people were actually going to be here in person. But I'm going to get that. I'm going to go ahead and email that to you guys so that you can all see what it is that we're changing, that we're voting on to change. It'll be a simple majority for this. Basically what it is that it's just there's some items in the rules that are obsolete that have been changing a long time, like, setting up nets and goals. Like we don't do that anymore. Stuff like that, making some additional changes too as well. So this is league wide. This is not for any division. This impacts every division. And then secondly, there's also some language that I have here for the performance bond for the open folks, so that so they can read it. And then lastly, an appendix. There's some appendix items. Oh, well, I only included one. But if you guys, I know Orlando had one. He mentioned about perhaps not having the sin bin applied to the goalkeepers in over 30s. Great suggestion. Something for the open folks to consider. One thing you guys can do to try and help us out so we're not slammed with work is, perhaps locking your rosters. When you lock your rosters, maybe have it at the end of the regular season and not during the season. Because then when you guys have your rule where you want to change out injured players, like I've lost my entire Sunday having to deal with that to get votes and stuff. So please make some changes that is like administratively friendly so I can have a life. And that's pretty much it. So it is now 8:07. I want to take 20 minutes on this so you guys can caucus and discuss this amongst yourselves. What I'm going to do is with those who are on the virtual call, I'll quickly email this to you so you can see it, and then so you guys can participate virtually. Again, it's for teams that are currently in the league, teams who are wanting to join. I'm sorry you cannot participate in this, but you can participate in the vote, but you can definitely have your input on the changes because it will affect you. Okay, so if everyone hasn't gotten one, please come help yourselves. I'm gonna quickly email this to the team managers that are in attendance, and so it is 8:08. I'm gonna set the timer here. Let's say like 22 minutes to give you guys some time. Okay. All right, guys. Those who are virtually, I'm gonna get this to you here real quick. Just give me a second. Unfortunately, my car broke down today, so I didn't have time to. I lost 3 hours of my day, unfortunately.
What happened? Any clue what?
Oh, I had work done on it, like $2,000 worth of work to fix some items, and then there was one item they didn't fix, and it faulted out again, and I'll strain on it. It's been a day, but I'm glad I'm here.
It's the worst, man.
It is. Oh, guys who are also listening virtually as well, and everyone else in here, listen up real quick. One of the things you guys should also decide again is also your time you're spending is deciding your game format, how many games you want to play, and what you want, so that will help us, post the cost online so you guys can pay what needs to be paid for. So please take that into consideration as well, because those are the items we'll be voting on.
Hey Teddy,
Yes.
can we, take a vote on that, sin bin for yellow cards for goalkeepers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any. Yeah.
I don't see that.
Yeah, that's fine. And guys, real quick. Any motion you want to bring up, this is now the time to also do that. Okay, so, all right, I want to knock this out so we're out of here by 9 o'clock.
Motion on Teddy for president.
Oh,
You guys did?
yeah. I kind of like the rule.
Yeah.
Maybe you deserve to be cool off the way.
We could also have a rule where the coach can't run around behind the goalkeeper and tell the goalkeeper.
I wasn't trying to distract you.
The manager has to stay on the sideline, not run around the other side of the field and yell at the linesman.
Oh, yeah. He deserved a yelling at.
Yeah, I know.
And I got my yellow for that.
I know. In the middle of the season.
I was trying to pick why I ran out of that thing. I'm sometimes just warming up.
We also have mutually agreeable music that you play, so that we can all enjoy the same music together.
Even on my own team, they overrule me. I got something going, and Oblivion's coming in like,
No. You can't do teams. It's always so much fun. I like the early fall games. They're the best. September, early October.
September weather is great.
It's great, man. Especially in November.
Because it goes straight to the referee.
I always thought the best month in terms of weather in DC is September.
How many of you paid?
Yeah, I always thought the first week of October.
First season,
It can get in the
got 3 yellow
low
cards.
60s.
Yeah.
After that, it's
Season,
windy.
one.
It's like
This
windy,
season,
it's cold, it's like.
Second season, the yellow card.
What I know about October refereeing, if there's always a night that it's nice and warm, it's 60 degrees, and so you're not and then by the end of that last game at 9 o'clock, it's like 40 degrees and you're freezing. So I always keep a hat on my bag. That will happen at some point.
Yeah, you probably know also well about the temperature drop.
And it's
Like accident,
that big is like
Yeah, I feel I'm more surprised by here though. Nebraska, like, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But no, Nebraska has some crazy weather.
Yeah.
We're not counting it.
It's not
Yeah, it's not
usually-
usually-
it's not
it's
usually-
not
I saw some crazy weather. But it's usually not within the day. I recall months like March started with a snowstorm and I think that 80 degrees.
We had 6 of it over 30 right here.
And I think
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
6 of it over
70
30
days,
here.
70-degree swing within 3 days.
I think the one thing is just let him know that the goals at Robinson.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Brandon.
It's just.
You play?
It's an automatic.
Oh, no, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Did you, the team manager, who suggested the goalkeeper?
No, it was Orlando. I didn't suggest it. Second healthy plays better. He suggested it last season. He used to be the captain.
I'm a little torn, but if it benefits you, then our goalkeeper had to sit out. I don't know if it's.
You don't want your goalkeeper running out for like 5 minutes.
I mean, our goalkeeper yelled at the ref and like understood the Spanish. Because he's-
I don't know. It's like
It's like a.
Actions like they were like nature of sin bin is which is like calm.
Yeah,
That's all nature.
Really
Get
well.
the guy off the field, so he can chill out for 5 minutes. But the goalie comes out, you know, maybe like because of collision with somebody and you get a yellow card. That's not how it-
I would love
out of line. He's not like,
Yeah.
he's not involved, because I think
Right.
he's like going on the fire.
The bigger, you're right there. I think the bigger thing for me is the goal in space, right? You just have to be right on the field next to the person who he's pissed
Yeah,
off
he's gonna
at,
walk
right?
away. He's gonna
So
go
that
to the
kind
box.
of, it's much more difficult for that person to get back right in the face of the goalie or
Yeah,
vice
that's not what
versa.
I, yeah.
Unless there's a corner situation.
Yeah,
But it's just really nice trying to power at the end of the day, like, because like you're putting in somebody like most teams aren't carrying back a goal.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, so you're putting in a field goal. Like me is
It makes it.
high,
You don't have
almost
any-
like power. The nature of the rule, in my point of view, would be like.
That
was the point.
Go back to
Yeah.
go back to level game.
That's true.
You have to be power.
Right.
And that's really-
Okay, guys for listening virtually, check your emails. I just emailed the doc that everyone has here. So you can go ahead and have a look, so you can participate. If you did not get the email, please let me know and reach out or shoot a message and I will get it to you.
I hear you. It's arbitrary. We can see it.
For goalie, like, right there, somebody, like, on the corner kick,
And
where
then
people
you're
are
on
coming,
that.
goalie can jump over. And that's more like the one-time thing, whereas on the field, somebody can
It was like
hit
more.
you and then you get retaliation. And so it's, yeah.
And like honestly, the goalie's gonna do something really
So then,
aggressive.
right now, regular season.
You know, because it's probably gonna be like the last minute on a breakaway. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's the long change, that if a goal is going for the ball and you take a guy out, it's only a yellow card.
People,
But in that case,
same time, I
again,
know a lot of people that
I don't think you need to get the ball, you know, you just, it's more you're cheating by, that's why you're giving yellow.
At least you should stand in there and take and
Give
try to
it
say
a
like,
penalty.
yeah, right? Because like,
Oh,
if
you
you're
want
really,
that,
when you put a field player in there, I mean, that's like a free goal.
You don't play.
So you could end up doubling down, tripling down on that. Because it
Where's
is-
the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
I just think like, it makes sense for a field player not players.
I'm talking about the
But we had a
guy.
situation this year, you said he played too far.
Yeah, so-
There's a little room.
And then we got a yellow card, we played down. You don't have the numbers, they play down. That's really. You know, a guy who did that.
Whatever the basketball league's here.
Basketball leagues are relevant in this case.
So,
It was a real disaster for us, like when we had all
all the
these
kids,
injuries.
everyone knows the kids.
I got the paper for you, one game with this really
And I think you.
hard ass referee.
That's what the turnpike.
We made a sub,
Coaches
and
go in.
instead of subbing in the middle of the field, he subbed from where we were all standing on the sideline.
I think there's a
The
level
ref
of
didn't
each.
like that. He said, I have to prove it. Give him a
Yeah.
yellow card, and the guy who came off with a yellow card, so both of them had to stay off for
That'll
5
never
minutes.
work for the regular.
Yeah,
Because I
you know,
thought
I
this
just
summer,
threw on the with the action there.
So,
Yeah.
but I do
that
worry
kind
it'll
of
just
something,
get
I can believe that.
We had one referee, we played a game.
Hard to
I think it was against United or something, and,
Yeah, you'd have.
one of our guys.
It'd be just like picked up, they're like, who's playing
Yeah.
defense?
Well,
nobody is.
and you guys won't show up on
You're allowed to
time,
say that.
and you're like, where do you show up?
So I think.
So we had
The other thing is
where
we
like,
could do is.
the other team, we were like,
Next year.
Oh, they're not-
Yeah.
I think.
You should know that.
Yeah, I know, it's like-
That's one thing the referee should talk about before the game.
Yeah, I think I will do that in the pregame
Yeah.
match
It's both
discussions with the referees, just like.
Are you guys
I
doing
it? Give the upper
Yes.
That's
I think I
not.
take it for granted,
So I
we know that, but like, we still get.
A lot of older leagues.
Yeah, they don't.
I just get older.
Normally we
Not
would
adding
just.
it once
The
they're
thirties
right
don't
there.
can't go before.
Right. St. James.
We don't wanna be like.
I had 7 guys in the upper.
Anything else comes to your mind that we should change the terms or rules? I don't know how much you felt there or what
I
your
mean, there's
opinion
good.
was. I suggested that both teams have to supply
And
two ball. Well, the home team 2 balls, the away team 1 ball. So that we have 3 balls. And then you have to shag it if it goes off your end. Did you notice that in other games?
I like where you brought that up, because like they would have.
So I don't know,
just
I
bought
mean,
a
they
ball.
don't-
This is like team ball.
I like the
Just
same thing.
on Amazon, they have all the.
I had one.
I wanna make sure we got at least
teams.
one in dedicated ball. I feel like both teams bring one ball. I like the idea of how to get extra ball.
I had 2 guys.
You know, I'm-
Take it over the
Exactly.
And they said,
Yeah, but we want to stay there at 5 minutes while we
You
go.
know, man,
I know, but they could do it at that down, just like you and I raise your raise, so.
That's more.
I know,
We don't get stopped.
Beach ball, you know.
I know, he's,
So I was
Yeah,
thinking,
like,
yeah,
on a website, like,
it's
I'm just
fine.
like, a literally
But
website.
as long as we did,
Because we got it.
as long as you be on the sidelines.
Well, one ball's supposed to be square ball, supposed to be behind each goal.
Oh, okay.
It's ready to
Two
go.
balls from home, and one from the away team.
The only thing is, with high balls, it's tough to keep track of 2 balls. They tend to
guys leave
disappear.
Yeah, I mean, the two guys
That's
who
specifically
fights
on the
and
yellow
that's
ball
like,
this
they
year.
just kind of sent an email out.
Oh,
So,
That makes.
So what I
I
saw-
was thinking about.
So
the guy told him like, yeah,
Maybe
you're
the
fine.
fence is like on one side now. Side by the
I think it's like.
Yeah, yeah.
The new fence. Yeah, that's true.
Now, see, if
That's
you-
one of the guys, like, you have a voice.
You got it.
I agree, I fully agree with that.
Because that's part of that.
Should we make that a rule?
Let's make over that fence, you gotta.
Be a consolation.
And go get it.
Nah, it's all good stuff.
Or
Yeah, I
you have
didn't
to
know
do
that.
the
So,
case by ball. You gotta go check it.
No, I think you need to go.
Get it, so someone can get it.
There should be a ball
Yeah.
waiting. You're immediately set off to go get that, because that's a terrible shot. You should come
Hey, what do you think about this rule change?
Right, but if you,
Right?
I was just saying.
If you kick the ball over that far fence, you have to go check, the player who kicked it that high over it.
It's immediately set off,
How
you
does
have
it
to go right
you
back.
have to go.
We need to get the ball players, that's what we need to get. Is there a rule on like, who brings balls or whatever?
Yeah, so
That's what we're talking about.
the league rules say that the home team has to supply the ball. Has to supply it. But there have been addendums to where folks will say, like, so
we need a
to
I got 6
for the open,
Yeah.
the home team will bring 2 balls and then the away team brings
go back to it. We had 9.
I actually like
Yeah, I
that.
wanna bring up-
Yeah, that is a good rule.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you need the time.
Yeah,
Keep it at least one
trying
ball.
to get.
Yeah.
Then maybe
I,
we
I,
have
I
some
can, from my games where I mean, I always have 3, we lost very little time from waiting for the ball to be shagged.
Yeah.
The biggest worry is at the end of the game, where my ball is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've lost a million.
And 19 away field, you can't find anything.
So that's why if you kick it off, you have to go high. I'm serious, I like grab a phone for sure.
Yeah, Robinson upper, isn't there like a huge forest right behind the one?
Oh, yeah.
And then on the other one, it's like just downhill streets, so like your ball can end up all the way.
Well, even at Lowe'sdale, down that hill,
Yeah,
like,
I'm wondering if Lowe'sdale defense is not high, so it's like you have a decent chance right before it hits the crossbar.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really be punished.
No, I'm saying, but to get there, to get that ball, it's a long trek.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta walk up around.
19.
We get
I'm working
Those are
in
actually
school, working on my CFA finance, and then
We can speed up the game.
it's actually not
Train
too
like
far from
face
here.
starts.
Everybody goes in. So I go in at 11 tonight. It's really busy, man. Now I'm like, I put myself in a struggle because now I'm on like 2 other teams, but it's good, you know, I like staying busy.
This is a hard
I got a lot
First off, it's like, let's get the half field.
Are you in
But
like
like,
a
teams with a lot of players, like,
I think they did that rule last year, but it needs to be emphasized. So you do the rule like, oh, you can only sub on your throw, and it's gonna take like 2 minutes.
So we have a varsity.
Yeah, I saw you guys on social media. Okay. Were you there? Were you playing like beach house playoffs?
Yeah, the ball.
I left that call because
So I can get the.
You guys from somewhere else?
I should be the same. But I remember you guys. I think.
Oh, so you got. First time you guys did on this.
First time, yeah, I remember. You are back ours.
That's funny. I remember you were so happy.
It should be the home team, probably.
But so yeah, you had one guy that kind of like. Kind of rubbed you the wrong way with how he is. That guy. He went up to one of my boy Frankie. He was like, "Oh man, you're so good." Sure, he made the same video here too. Dropped the same like this and that. He was like, "What's the hell?" Like,
I started. If I handed it.
Yeah, they signed that too.
Really?
Yeah, that's just easy.
Yeah,
First game out.
like 18, 19.
And it should be clear whether it's the home or away team that change the situation.
Yep.
So we were gonna jersey changes, like, is it home team or away team that has to change?
So the rules say the home team decides.
The home team
The whole, apparently. Well, not decide, but home team settles. I forgot the exact wording.
The home team has first choice, basically?
I think that's what it means.
Okay.
Let's make that more clear.
Yeah.
And then he was saying that on the website,
Yeah.
it might be useful next to our team name to have our
Color
main
of your
primary
team.
color.
Yeah, I was thinking about that
Yeah.
as well.
I can.
Yeah, we've had, but you guys, where we had the blue, dress the blue, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so like, we would have known that in advance. Yeah, we were, exactly, yeah.
We're gonna be red this season, so.
Oh, you're gonna be red,
Yeah, no team is red, yeah.
United, is anybody your name that you're in?
We're wearing pink this year.
Oh, you're wearing pink?
Yeah.
So are you, what?
Can I have your attention real quick? Can I have your attention real quick? Is everyone?
Are you guys still deciding, or are you guys?
I think we're
Really?
good. I think we're
We
good.
should probably.
Yeah, we can post
up. So rule changes, we're good.
Okay, all right. Those who are listening in virtually, let me see here. Are you guys okay? Have you guys seen it? You guys good? Because I put in the chat. Those who haven't a chance to see it, I could have quickly emailed it to you. Okay. All right. I have like 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock here for this. If you guys feel comfortable, then we can go ahead and move alongside. I hope you guys have decided on the following items. You've seen all of this. You've seen the language with the performance bond for the open only. And also too, I hope you guys have discussed your game formats. And then also your addendums to your divisions as well. So we'll go through all that, and please forgive me as I'll be writing and tabulating this, or unless someone wants to volunteer to do that. You want to? Okay, that would be great.
But can I suggest that we do kind of a yay nay type of system?
That's
for the
it.
things that there's probably gonna be lots of agreement?
That's fine. That's fine. We should call out the roll though to see which all teams are here real quick. So, all right, guys. While and Andy's going to help me tabulate this stuff here. So before we get started, we had to do a quick roll call to see which all teams are here. To say the name of your team in the division that you're. We'll start in this room here. Then the virtual guys will get to you. So start from the front.
Jason, Rampage.
In division.
Oh, over 30, sorry.
Okay. Good. Okay. Is that on here? Are you guys all on the same team?
Yeah, Ray, Nova United over 30s.
Okay.
Wash Boys open.
Name.
Eric.
Eric. Okay. Wash Boys open. Okay.
Jay with
Motors.
40 Motors.
Okay.
Matt with West over 40.
Okay.
Sorry, what's the team name?
Matt West.
The team name is West.
Team's called West.
Sorry, my last name is brilliant.
Garth with Lumark 40s and 30s.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if Pat's on or not.
Pat's not on the call. He said he's traveling.
Okay.
So if he can do for both, that's fine. Gaston.
Gaston. The team name is Fairfax United so far, or I might change it later. If it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're Fairfax United, that's fine. It's fair. They'll be changing their name, but it's Fairfax United for now. So that's yeah.
30s, 40s.
They're in the 30s. 30s. Okay. Those who are there virtually, those who currently have a team in good standing and is currently in the league. Willie, can you unmute yourself, please? All right, yeah, team name and division, please. All right, thank you. I know Orlando's already with Rampage, so we will already have representative there.
Let's see.
Let's see, either Mark, Mike. United SC 30s. Thank you. Okay. All right. Oh no, this is a roll call, and then we'll do a quick ENA. It's a roll call. Okay. Let's see. Mark Carrico, you guys want to represent Fairfax over 30s?
He's playing over 30.
Okay, thank you.
Which team is that?
Over 30.
Football is over 30.
Okay, so he's with Willie.
No. So there's a Fairfax Open and there's a Fairfax over 30. Two separate teams. There's a team in the Open. They're not one team.
But he's in the team with Gaston?
No. That's Fairfax United. So it's Fairfax United, Fairfax Football.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mark's on Open.
Yep. Anaki, David, I know you guys are with Supernova. Who wants just one of you guys? Oh, okay. Anaki, which over 40 team are you with? With Rangers? Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, again, those new teams that are entering, you guys cannot participate, unfortunately, because you're not. So it's just teams that are here currently in good standing. The next season, you guys
But
will,
roll. Let's find out who's here.
but they can't vote though.
But they can participate in roll.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Nielsen, what's your team name? You'll be part of the roll. Just can't vote. Crystal City FC, they're over 30. New team over 30. Thank you. Thank you. And then we'll have Jonathan. Jonathan, unmute yourself, please. I know you're a new team. Contreras. What's the name of your team? Can you please spell it? Okay. Okay.
Did you say Distolero?
No, Pistolero. Okay. Is there anybody else
And what league? Pistoleros?
open? But they're a new team, so
Yeah.
maybe want to asterisk those that are new.
All right, so I've got Rampage, Bar Brava, Nova United, Lost Boys, Motors, West, Lumar.
Wash boys.
Huh?
Wash boys.
Wash Boys.
Yep. Washed. It's like washing your clothes.
Not the Lost Boys, not Rufio.
That's a sick name.
We've got West, Lumark, Fairfax United, Fairfax Footballers, United FC, Fairfax United, Supernova, Rangers, Crystal City FC, and Pistoleros.
Yeah,
Anyone we
so
missed?
no, that's it. So the teams that are new, so Crystal City's new. They're not, and yet this Pistoleros is new. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're bringing a team in. Yeah, they were
What level?
for the 30s.
Over 30.
Yeah.
That'll be 15.
Yeah. Okay. So we have how many? 1, 2. That can 13. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Let's knock this out real quick. Okay. Regarding the rules, section 3. I think this would probably be easy here. Just do a quick yay or nay. Basically, section 3, line item F and G. You guys read it, so we don't use corner kick flags anymore. We don't set up nets. So I think it's a pretty easy one. So did someone
You just said yes.
did someone hold on one second.
You just said yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's go to the chat. Okay, all right, there you go. All right, thank you. All right, so on those two items, yay or nay? Yay?
Yeah. So glad I'm.
Nay? Okay, majority, I think majority yays have it. All right. Okay, so we will remove the following from section 3, items F and G, because they are obsolete. Okay. So anyone, can I borrow your pen?
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay, next item up. So section 8 has a lot. So we'll go line by line. So section 8 conduct games, line item number 2. Section A, where it says, you guys see the changes. So again, erecting flags, goals, goal nets as appropriate. We changed it to just unlocking and erecting the goals as appropriate, because again, we don't set up nets and quarter kick flags. All right. So, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Anyone else virtually? I guess. Okay. All right. Well.
Any nays?
Any nays? Okay. All right. So that will also change. The next one after that is item number 6. The only change here is the removal, locking, and storing goals as appropriate. Again, just removing the nets and that stuff, that language out of there. Yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yay. Any nays? Okay. All right. Section C, this one, we just amended this, just to include language for players clearing the bench. So the new language added in on top of this is during an altercation, players not participating in the game must remain in their bench area. Violators will be subject to a minimum 1 game suspension and fined up to $100. So that's the only addition to that. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, anyone in opposition? Okay, all right. Yes, go.
So I don't really understand, okay, if somebody else from a team, a friend or anybody as a family come and see the game, and they obviously intervene with the game or becomes so violent to the other person, we have to pay a fine?
So the purpose of this rule is basically just to prevent benches from clearing,
Yeah.
right? So if you're on your bench and there's an altercation going on in the field, you don't want folks overwhelming the field to where the refs then have to abandon the game. That's the whole. So think about the NBA where you can't clear the bench anymore. Remember years ago they had problems with that, or in baseball they had problems with that. That's the only thing I'm instituting.
It doesn't say anything about fans.
Yeah, but the thing is, you are responsible for the behavior of your spectators anyway. That's in the rules. This is just right. It's not like the league can't do anything about it. We can, but this is more player specific to ensure that the refs can calmly just get everything under control and keep the game moving. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
So unanimous yay?
Unanimous yay. Okay. All right, next up, so updating some of the fines. So one here is, again, so what we want to add in anyone who submits in their roster late or submits it in incorrect format, $25 fine. The reason why we were wanting to vote on this, see if you guys are putting this in to make our work easier, is because there's sometimes we have to chase teams down to get their rosters. And you have to keep in mind, we're obligated to the county to turn the stuff in on time. We're obligated to NBCBSA to turn the stuff in on time. So if it's not turned in, they're knocking on the door, hey, where's your stuff? And we look bad. So, there's that. The second item we have is increasing the protest appeal from $25 to $50. It used to be 200 years ago, but then in the spring, we're just like, well, everyone has a right to an appeal, but it shouldn't be cost prohibitive. But Dana and Garth can attest to this. We had to deal with a lot of appeals, all from the open, and this stuff takes days to deal with. That average takes 2-3 days. If it's a larger case, it can take us like a whole week. So that's why we're saying we want to increase the amount on that. And then a accumulation of card fine, which is $50. This used to be in the old rules. So the rules do say that if you accumulate 3 yellow cards, you have to sit out a game, where you can pay a fine in lieu of that. So I decided to put that back in. And of course, the clearing of the bench, which is $100, or sorry, up to $100. Does anyone object to any of these fine increases or changes?
What is the current status on for card fines? Like, what is the current status?
There, we took it out.
Oh.
So technically, if you get 3 yellow cards, you have to stay out of the game. This is saying you can buy your way out of it for $50, correct?
That's what.
So right now, if you get 3 yellow cards, you have to stay out of the game?
Yeah.
Yes, unless there's an addendum to your division that changes
Oh, okay.
that, which we did have in the spring for the open.
What if you get a 4th yellow card after you paid your fine? You still have to pay.
I believe it's everyone afterwards. I need to double check on that. I think you have to sit out. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. But
Gotcha.
yeah, it's in the rules online. It's
Alright.
there.
All right, that's fine.
So does anyone have?
The intent there is to level set our play, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was interesting what Jay said, that the Bolivian League charges every yellow card.
Every yellow
$25.
card, $25.
Mhm.
So
Red cards, $50, and 2 games automatic suspension.
If you guys can't hear this virtually, the Bolivian League charges $25 per yellow card, and he said $50 for a red for reds. So yeah, again, this is to incentivize good sportsmanship.
Mhm.
Okay.
It works too. It's cut down a lot of that.
Makes the rest when it comes out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yay or nay?
All in favor of the fines as proposed, yay or nay? Yay?
Yay.
Any opposed? Great.
Okay, virtually? Okay, do we have no? All right. Okay, all right. The men's open division appendix. Have you got open guys? Have you guys decided any changes on that? If you saw my suggestions there, I think it would be less burdensome to the club and to you guys regarding, perhaps having your rosters locked at a later time, or if we can do a separate virtual vote on that, it's up to you. Open teams. You want to say anything?
Oh, what was it? Somebody asked me something.
So the previous addendum was for you guys in the spring. Basically, you had it to where your rosters were locked, I think, like the week before the regular season ended. And they also had a rule in there where if there was an injured player, if it was for emergency teams, would have to vote individually to have that player move off the roster and add another player in. On the surface, it's a good working, but it needs a lot of work because there is some sense of it. Maybe some teams were abusing it, that kind of thing. If you guys can't come to a decision on that, I can have a separate virtual meeting with the open teams and we can go from there. Men's over 30, anything appendix addendum? I know, Jason, regarding goalkeeper yellow card thing.
Should we just do a quick vote on that? here?
Yeah, for this is for the 30s only. 30s teams. So the question is, yellow card, sin bin. The goalkeeper should be exempt from that. So he would just catch a regular yellow, and after that, gets a red and he's out. So 30s teams. 30s teams.
No sit, right?
Yeah, no sit.
No sitting for the goalkeepers.
Yeah, we just have one.
You guys are fine with, okay.
So we got all right. So although
Hold on, guys, shh.
all right, over 30s in favor of the rule change so that if a goalie gets a yellow card, he doesn't have to leave the field for 5 minutes. If you're in favor of that, say yay.
Yay.
All opposed? I don't hear any nays.
Okay,
so
all
it
right.
passes.
Okay, that passes.
We got two more that we talked
Yeah,
about.
two more.
One's just a clarification, maybe elsewhere, is that if jerseys are the same color, I think the home team should have to change. It just needs to be clear which one it is. Well, let me ask you out here. Usually, if there is something in a jersey, do you think the home team or the away team?
Usually it's the away, and mostly it's the away team.
Usually, my experience has been away teams.
The burden's on the away team.
Yeah.
But the rules say it's like, I guess the home team decides.
Yeah, the rules were like more the home team had to change.
Well, it doesn't say they change. It's like the home team, like, I guess, decides what should be done about it, more or less. So if you guys want to clarify that, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
Just clarify it.
Just one team has to change. Which one should it
It's
be?
just
Well, keep in mind.
All right.
We should spell it out in the rules.
Yeah, it's just.
Okay, so okay.
Home team change.
Okay, there. That's
Okay, hold on one second.
All right.
Hold on one second. So the motion, this will be a league-wide thing. This is not division. So the question is, in the event of a color clash, jersey clash, does the home team change or should the away team change? Is that correct?
That's the question.
That's the question. Hold on one second. We have something from the virtual. It says away team should be obligated to play and bring both sets of kits to each game. Ricardo is basically saying the burden should be on the away team.
Away team.
We might have to split it into two questions now.
Let's vote. All right, first question. All right, if there's jerseys, so a team needs to change. If you think it should be the home team, raise your hand.
That's majority.
Yeah, definitely home team. Yeah.
8. All right, at least there was no.
Hold
All
on,
right,
but we have virtual.
virtual. What do you guys think?
Virtual.
Just type in the chat. What
They
you think.
said we have
All right, and who thinks it should be the away team that should change? We got one here. All right, so
Wait, hold on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Mike, did you vote? Mike Nelson? Okay, so away. Okay, all right. Those in the chat, please. You can go ahead and include. Okay.
So I think it was 8-6 then in favor of home team slightly. I wish it was more clear one or the other, but we just need to pick one. I'd love to not have to bring both sets every.
I mean, I keep both sets in my car. But.
Right. Which I'll still do just in case, but I don't want to have to carry them both.
8-6, huh?
So it was slightly more towards home team. So, all right, all those in favor of changing the rule so that the home team has to change in the case of a jersey conflict?
Yeah.
Raise your hand. Yays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you guys online? Are you in favor of the?
They said we have nay. We have
All right, all those opposed. Let me hear nays. None from this room.
We had nay. Yeah, we had
one online. All right, so home team, you're responsible, and our rule says home team has to bring 2 balls, right?
No, the home team brings 1 ball. The home team is responsible for bringing a game ball.
Both teams should.
Both teams should bring one, but it says the rules say the home team should provide a game ball.
So in the addendum for over 30, which I thought we did for open as well, the home team brings 2 balls. The white team.
Yeah,
brings
for the
1.
addendum. If you want to change your addendum, that's
so I'm
fine.
just saying to be consistent with that. Basically, there's more onus when you're the home team. You need to bring 2 balls in the back of the set of jerseys. So I like that. That's consistent.
Okay.
Yeah. Just having it like clearly. No,
Okay.
would be helpful.
Okay.
Is there anything else so we can move over
One-
to
One
Yes.
more over 30 rule. Some of you guys might like this one. So at Wakefield, if a player shoots and kicks the ball over the fences, the giant fences behind it, they are immediately subbed from the game to go get it. They're required. All right, so over 30s, that's the rule on the table, okay? If your player shoots the ball and kicks it all the way over that fence and goes into that ugliness of the forest, they are immediately.
I'm gonna subtly intervene here. I think it should be reasonable for someone on the bench or someone from that team goes and gets it.
I don't think that. No, I think you make that terrible of a shot. You need to go get it. All right, but you can vote against it if you think there should be someone on your team. But because that person will say, "Oh, somebody on the bench will get it," and the bench is like, "No, we're not taking your terrible shot," and then you just sit there, and the game goes on. They play, and still nobody's
Well, please keep in mind we have about 10 minutes left, so let's sensibly use our time.
Any other discussion on this? We'll vote. Hey, vote against it if you don't like it. That's fine. That's how it works. Any other discussion?
This is for the 30s only.
All right, for only 30s. All right, in favor of the rule that at Wakefield, if a player kicks it over the fence, they immediately have to leave the field to go get it. All right, all those in favor, raise your hand.
Depends on if I have subs or not.
All right, all those opposed.
Sorry, Andy.
I'm full.
All right, I'll live with it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
I hope your players kick all the balls over that fence. That's all I have to say.
Gentlemen, for the sake of time, please. For the sake of time, please. Decorum, please. All right. Next thing up, we need to decide on your individual divisions, what you guys decide for your format, because that is going to affect your cost. I'm going to start with the open. How many open teams we have here.
Well, I think the 8-game regular season and then playoffs.
For the qualifying teams?
Yeah, no consolation. I think that's fair because, when, at least for my team, and I feel like it was, I don't speak for the other team, but it's like when you have a consolation game, guys are kind of like,
That's a feedback.
We're younger, so it's like we really want to play for something. I guess I can see how if I was older.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
We're degenerate gamblers.
Okay. We can adjust the budget for that, and I believe if we, depending on the number of teams we have, I think it would be around 1950-ish or so to do something like that.
That's fair.
Okay, but we will get to that in a moment. Any open teams?
No.
Willie Mason, Willie.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay, so that sounds good to me. What other open teams were? No. Okay. Any other open team that are in good standing that are here? Okay. All right.
So that was 8 plus consolation.
No. So it's 8
plus
playoffs.
14 playoffs?
Well, depending on what
Yeah, it
So-
depends on the amount of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had 8 teams, you would have a semifinal, final format,
Right, but so it'd be qualifying teams only go to the playoffs, and then everyone else
like
just
no third place
there's
games,
no
just
no
semifinals.
no
stuff. Okay,
no
got it.
no.
There you
Okay, all right. Next up for the 30s. What did you guys decide?
We didn't discuss this
We didn't
exactly.
discuss it, but what did we do last
I
season?
said it out
We did
loud.
eight plus
How
plus.
many teams we have?
Yeah.
No.
We need
Well,
consolation.
the 30s looks like we're like gonna have 10. There's gonna be like
10?
gonna be 10 teams in the 30s. Yeah.
10
My
teams.
team is happy to play 10 games and obviously consolation.
You got 10 teams, you play everyone once, that's 9 games, right?
Right.
Yeah. So just do
You
like
could do
English
the top
style.
4, fine, semifinal, final, there will be an extra game. And whoever's in the finals might have to pay a little bit extra on top of that.
Well, that's where we can adjust it and
We
spread the
can
cost
adjust it, yeah.
and spread the cost out.
Yeah.
If there's 10, another thing too, maybe I don't know if the top half goes. I don't know,
Mhm.
but again, we can get creative. So again, that's why I'm posing the question.
You can also, if you don't, I mean.
I like having a playoff. I do like having a playoff.
Dane, what were you gonna say
I
on
was
that?
just gonna say, we can also cook the books to be a 9-game season if you just want to play straight table. But if you like the playoff, that's fine too.
I think that's the playoffs has been pretty.
I like the
I like
playoff.
playoffs.
If you start off slow, you know, you can make it up later in the season.
For the
Playoffs
30s.
gives you one more game against the team that's at your level. So I like that too. If we have 10 teams, I'm in favor of 9 games and then a one playoff week, just first, second, third versus fourth. Fifth versus
Oh, so you're
sixth.
talking about top 2 playing the final, like once after the 9?
Yeah, plus consolation.
I like that. So 10 games.
Well, because keep in mind in the spring it was 10 games.
Yeah.
And then it was essentially an 8-game regular season, and you had 2 rounds of playoffs plus consolation.
But we had 8 teams.
We had 8 teams. Now we have 10.
Right, since we have 10, I think we have to adjust this way. Because we want to play everyone once,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
And it's only fair, if you cut off one, it's not totally fair. So 9, and then it gives us one more week, right? Because 10's the max, basically.
Yeah. So if
The other thing we could.
so your option is 10 all inclusive, which is 2150, or if you do 10 all inclusive games, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say we could bake in a little extra to do the 10 plus the one final at the end.
Yeah.
So you have it kind of,
I like that.
so 2 teams will play 11.
Just
The final, the
Final,
teams that make it
yeah.
to the final will play in 11.
So would it be a
Yeah.
semifinal or no semifinal?
There would
It
be a semifinal and a final.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean,
I think the 30s, it's gone well with that kind of format we've had in the past.
yeah. I mean, like we had 18, so it's easy. Your top 4 go,
Sure.
but now you have 2 additional teams. So
Still do the same thing with the top 4
you
going.
do top 4. You
Yeah,
know.
top 4. I
But
like it.
that last game, everyone will get their 10 games, but there'll be one extra game for the final.
Yeah.
And we can kind of build that in.
Okay.
All right, should we vote on that? Or?
Yeah. We can go on that.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so over 30s, it's on the table that we're gonna do a 10-game season plus 1. And so just of the top 4 teams who win that semifinal, they'll play one last game. All those in favor?
Yay.
30s.
All those opposed?
Hold on.
Every-
Okay. All right. Okay. It looks like it's unanimous for the 30s. Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. I know 40s. Are you guys sticking with straight league format? Are y'all
Straight
gonna-
table.
Straight table.
Yeah, it depends on.
Right now, we're straight table, yeah.
Just right
But
on
if
straight
something
table.
changes, we'll let the league know.
Okay. All right. Guys, we're almost done here. Thank you guys for breezing through this. I just have a few other things that we just wanted to emphasize before we leave. And this is league wide as well. Look, stuff regarding jerseys and your appearance when you come to your games. We've been investing more in live streaming our games, getting photographers out. You guys have noticed. And so your appearance matters. So for the love of God, please don't come here and wear some shirt from another league and not have numbers on it, like that kind of stuff. Like our rules are really clear on that. Now we haven't fined for that or anything, but again, since we're moving, things are getting back into place again. We will start doing that.
And Teddy, you're pushing on coordinated socks and shorts, right? I mean, you're gonna have an oddball out there.
Yeah, you know, let's see. I'm going to start with the jerseys, but the socks and the shorts, we can probably start working that in. But please start doing that. But at minimum, like, you know, we had team like there was we ran a promo and there were some folks like not wearing their didn't have a number. It was really tacky, right?
Or they were promoting another
Or
league.
promoting another league, like wearing some don't say the name of the league. This is live streamed, but other leagues, like, right. And then another thing too, also again wearing your shin guards. Okay, that's a no duh. Please, I got photos of players not wearing shin guards. I can't post a photo, and you really should be getting cautioned anyway for doing that. And then lastly, your conduct as well. Again, stressing to the open guys. Keep in mind that your division's getting popular. The 30s are starting to blow up, and people are seeing us now. People know about us. So, this is your league at the end of the day. The choices you make reflect on our future outcomes. So please keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. Are there any questions? I'll
want to add to your
Yes.
about the jerseys. So we do have a deal with Capelli. So if you guys need new kit, meaning jerseys, shorts, socks, we get 50% off all of that. Now they are going to raise the price of the jerseys by $2.50 per jersey at the end of September. So if you guys need a new set, it's $15 for the jerseys printed. So you get a number on it, and then the jersey, and then shorts, I think they're $9. And socks are like $6. So they're good kit. If you need new kit, just you can email me, and I can get you the colors and what the number that you can choose from the catalog, and then we can go from there. But if you want something now, before the price goes up, we got to do it before the end of September. But just contact me and I can work that out. We've had, I don't know, 10 sets ordered through Capelli.
Yeah, we've ordered quite a few. So
again, just hit me up and then I can help you out with ordering the jerseys and any other kit you want.
any of those. Thank you, David. Thank you for attending. Any of those who are attending virtually, do you guys have any questions? You can unmute your mic if you have any questions. Okay. Those who are here in the flesh, any questions?
Do we have like field access this week at all?
Oh, hold on one second.
Sorry.
Ricardo, please go ahead and unmute your mic.
Jason, Sunday night.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on one second. We have a question from, yes, Ricardo, go ahead. Okay. Thank you for your insight, Ricardo. Thank you. Jason, were you gonna say?
I didn't answer. I was asking about field permits, like if you wanted like do like an exhibition game or something like that. Just
Yeah, this goes to everyone here. If you guys need practice space or anything like that, we will field requests for that. Just let us know. This fall has actually been extremely tight for field availability. Like Dane had to pull some strings, and we're just for us to get an extra field for Thursday, to accommodate the number of teams. So if you do need field space to practice, we do have some extra nights available. Like, let us know. If you in the future maybe need a permit for your team, you can let us know that too. We'll do what we can. No promises, because again, it is extremely competitive to get fields in Fairfax County. That's just what it is. Okay.
Some fields are available until we start, but have you put out the start dates, Teddy?
So the start dates. Hold on one second. Nielsen with Crystal City FC has a question. Nielsen, please unmute your mic and give us your question. Yes. Sure. Sure. So, thank you, Nielsen, for your question. So the next steps is now easy for me to answer because we've now decided what formats we're going to do for each division. So now Dane can crunch the numbers, and then I will go onto the admin of the website and I will put in the prices, and then you guys can pay. Two things to even further answer your question, Nielsen. One, let's put the pricing up. You can decide if you want to pay via credit card online. During the summer, we opened the option to people paying with a check. If you pay with a check, we can deduct some amount off for you because it helps us save on processing fees and it helps you guys save a little bit of money. The only thing we ask is if you do want to pay with check, please get the check in to us before the start of the season.
So when do we send it?
Sorry?
When do we send the check?
I will, so Dane, Dane's the treasurer, so it'll go straight to him. I have emailed that address before. I'll email the address out to everybody. Okay?
So what do we decide are the costs for the season now? Like, is it 2150 for over 30? Like, or do we have that number?
Well, because we decided what we're going to do, as I said, now that we know, Dane will crunch the numbers and we should have all of the prices regarding for each division. We will have it tomorrow. Now that we know what you guys want to do per division, so the cost is going to vary per division. Like the spring, it was just one cost for everybody. It's going to be different for each division based on what you guys have decided this evening. Okay. Any other questions?
Just start dates, Dave.
Oh, start dates. So for the for over 30, it's going to be September 7th. We traditionally start after Labor Day weekend, September the 7th. And then the Open is going to start September the 10th. And the 40s will also start on the same day, September the 10th. Thursday nights is Open, Sundays and 40s is on Sunday.
Coming quick.
So it's coming quick.
You said two teams will have to play on Wednesday, right? So
yes, furthermore, regarding that with the 30s.
Yeah.
With the 30s. Again, we managed to get Robinson Upper to accommodate the number of teams that we anticipated are going to be coming in. We do have a Wednesday field, but there are unfortunately, sometimes the county will give you what's called blackout dates, as these are days you just cannot use the field.
It's school functions. They got some kind of school function. So the first 3 weeks, we lose a field on Thursday. So we have to push a game to Wednesday.
Right.
So that means two teams are going to start the 6th.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. I've already discussed that with the referee assigner today, so he is aware that there will be some Wednesday games. So we will figure that out. So once it's done, I'm going to start
Just the first 3 games. I think we're good after
New
that.
teams start on Wednesday, right?
New teams will start on Wednesday. So the 30s will have a Wednesday game for the first 3 weeks.
Okay.
Right, so we just don't have any choice.
Yeah.
But then everything else should be good. We should have the field that we need for Thursday.
Yeah, and I think even with the Open, there are a couple blackout dates, but we should be able to accommodate them because we do have Bryant Park and we have Wakefield if needed. Okay.
We're tight on Thursday.
Yeah, as I said, like literally, there are no fields left for Thursday and Friday. So like no one uses fields on Fridays. There are no Friday fields. That tells you how hard it is to get a field. It is insane. Okay, so all right. Anything else from anybody virtually? Nielsen, did that answer your question? I think it. Okay. All right.
And we'll work with them.
We'll work with everyone. I'm pretty communicative with my emails, so I'll make sure everyone's on the ball with. Sometimes I feel I send too many emails, but again, the more you know, the better. All right, I think that's it. Anything else for anybody?
Nielsen, stick around. Stick around after this call.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you guys who run this.
Organizers, yes.
You guys, I know, put in a lot of work, and it's great that the league is healthy and continues to build. So definitely appreciate all the time.
And we are getting interest. We are getting more interest from other teams that, especially after the summer tournament, like, okay, I'm not ready this fall, but I'll have a team in the spring. Some have mentioned, I want a team in this league, and we want a team in NVSL. So just, again, just keep working. And then People you know, tell them we got space for you. Or like the 30s may run out of space. So, all right.
Yeah, and Jay, thanks for the space.
Jay, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. All right,
6
guys.
months, we're moving down the street.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Virtually. Good night. Thank you, guys.
Hold on, keep it up for a second.
Oh, for
So talk to
Nielsen, stay on real quick.
If you're looking for a scrimmage opponent, it'd be
Andy.
Oh,
good
no,
for
no, no,
this
no,
team.
no.
What you saying? You want to scrimmage on Thursday?
No, I don't know, I can't get that, I don't wanna commit to that yet, but
Okay.
just give me his email address and I'll.
Just trying.
Yeah.
So they're not walking to the league cold. It'd be good if they could scrimmage someone. I thought he was looking for a scrimmage opponent.
No, I was thinking about that.
If you want to talk to him directly, you can.
No, I don't, it's too soon right now. It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Nielsen, they need something. I'll set up an email between the both of them for you guys.
Can you drop your stupid Sunday night league so I can get some of your over 40s to join us?
Is
I got one
picking
for
up?
you.
All right, guys. Have a good night, guys.
I gotta.
Yes.
He's a younger guy. He's all like-
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, no. I thought, what was it? Jason thought he had a question for you, but I think they decided they may email you if they need something. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. I'll see you. Okay. All right.
So I like to play scrimmages with no referee. If it's a guy who thinks a good referee,